I remember when I couldn't find my way. I was searching for the truth night and day. Never gave up on the faith. I stayed strong. I never gave in. And he was there just in time to rescue me. He was there just in time to rescue me. He was there just in time to rescue me. Have you suffered a broken heart, and it seems like hope was gone, but he was there just in time to rescue you. Oh, I'm so glad God loves me. When I looked at all He's done for me, He paid the price for me. I was blind, but now I can see. He was fair, just in time to rescue me. Oh, he was fair, just in time to rescue me. Oh, he was there. Yes, he was to rescue me. Lord, he was there.
Tools, Hardware and Supplies new arrival super sale. Big savings, widest selection on all new arrivals for all your home improvement needs. Beautiful tiles, sleek windows, stylish doors, sanitary ware, and top quality flooring for your bathroom, your kitchen, or living room. Tools got you covered. Don't miss it.
So, come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
Or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hearts. Times in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I have to carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have failed. You need to borrow, for no one can feel none of your needs that you won't mention. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Please, there is a love This is for the little child without a father, for that man that doesn't have a place to stay, for that little boy living with hate. This is my story. There's a man standing on the corner. He has no home, he has no food, and his blue skies are gone. Then you hear him cry, oh Lord, there's a girl searching for a father and a friend, praying that the storm will someday end. But instead of walking away, open up your heart and say, I am here. You don't have to worry, I can see your tears. I'll be there in a hurry when you call. Friends are there to catch you when you fall. He's my shoulder, you can lean on me. Well, yeah. There's a child who is sick and begging to be free, but there is no cure for his disease. He looked up to his mother as she holds his hand, praying that someday the sun will shine again and the pain will end. I am here. You don't have to worry, I can see your tears. I'll be there in a hurry when you call. Friends are there to catch you when you fall. He's my shoulder, you can lean on me. Tell me how can I love Jesus when I never seen his face? Yet if I see you dying, I wouldn't turn and walk away. So hold my hand and let me take you to a friend of mine who is waiting just to ease your troubled mind. He loves you more than you'll ever know. Instead of walking away, open up your heart and say, there's a man standing on the corner. He has no home, he has no food, and his blue skies are gone. Can you hear him cry? Oh Lord, I am here. You don't have to worry, I can see your tears. I'll be there in a hurry when you call. Friends are there. I'm living for Jesus. Living for Jesus. Yeah. Oh, I wanna be remembered as a man who sings songs for Jesus Christ, who was willing to lay down his life, do his will no matter what the price. Well, I'm singing for the deaf man who can hear about salvation through my song. And I'm singing for the blind man who can see the light in me and come along. Live for Jesus, that's what matters. And when other houses crumble, mine be strong. Live for Jesus, that's what matters. Let you see the light in me and come along. La 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 la. There are times when I am tempted to turn off the rock and road that traveled on. There are times when I say, Jesus, can you find another man to sing your song? Well, I know I'm not the only one that could sing this melody. But he has chosen using me to bless me and to lead me into what is best for me. Live for Jesus, that's what matters. And when other houses crumble, mine be strong. Live for Jesus, that's what matters. Through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. No matter what.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome to Rebel Radio. All my listeners and viewers, we have lots of news for you today. Remember, today is our second program, Eyes on the World, that is at 5 o'clock, yes. We are going to start this evening program by going over to the P.J. Patterson Institute over by the UWI, where this morning they launched the African Caribbean Hub for Generative Artificial Intelligence. We just want to give you some excerpts from, because they are dealing with Africa, and as you know, we at Rebel Radio, we have an interest in keeping in touch with our motherland. Let's listen to this launch here. The African Caribbean Hub for Generative Artificial Intelligence. Yes. And as I said, in today's program, we are also going to go over to Los Angeles. You know, there's been some massive demonstrations over there against the U.S. immigration policies. Yes, we are going to be discussing that. And we have some news for you, because today the president announced some new measures for green card holders. Let us go over to the UWI now.
Green card holders with the travel ban. Let me tell you what you need to know. So, we have here green card holders.
The Dean of Humanities and Education, Professor Cowenberg,
The travel
Dr.
ban
Zoya
very
Kincaid,
differently. If
who
you're
is
a permanent
representing the
resident or green
head
card holder,
of
you are not
the School of
subject to the travel
Education,
ban, but conditional green
Dr.
card
Luz
holders are
Longsworth,
subject to the travel ban. Let me
member
give you an
of the
example. Let's say
advisory
you're from
board
Haiti,
of the
and
P.J.
you got a
Patterson
green card through
Institute,
marriage. Your green card
and
is good for
director
only
of the
2 years,
Sandals
and then you need
Corporate
to go through the
University.
process of getting a permanent 10-year green card. So,
Director
you
of
are
the
a
Sandals
conditional
Corporate
green
University.
card holder. If you have a 2-year conditional green card and you're
There we also have Professor Herbert Gale, who is the head of the Department of Sociology. We have Miss Natalie Williamson, who is the UWI Media and Communications Assistant, who has been working with us. All media houses represented today, and I think there are 9 media houses. Students, friends, distinguished guests, all members of our online audience, and I especially want to welcome Professor Hopeton Dunn, who is joining us from Botswana, who is at the University of Botswana. Welcome to you all. Again, let me emphasize that this is a critical press conference, and our intention is to provide you with information that will help you to have a fairly good understanding of the establishment of the Africa-Caribbean Hub for Generative Artificial Intelligence Development. Now, let me quickly provide you with some information on the P.J. Patterson Institute for Africa-Caribbean Advocacy, because I know that there are some persons who really do not know enough about who we are. The P.J. Patterson Institute was established in 2020 by the University Council on the recommendation of Vice Chancellor Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, named in honor of statesman in residence, the Most Honorable P.J. Patterson, former Prime Minister of Jamaica. The Institute is committed to the mandate of finding and focusing on opportunities for Africa, CARICOM, and the African advocacy and development partnerships between the Caribbean and Africa, developing a program of work to engage with the full range of UII academics and pertinent research from scholars in the diaspora for the production of a strategic framework for Africa-Caribbean cooperation and action, supporting the quest for reparative justice, the fight against racism and discrimination to achieve economic and social empowerment for people of color. This press conference has been planned to announce the establishment of the Africa-Caribbean Hub for Generative Artificial Intelligence Development. The project is a collaboration between the P.J. Patterson Institute for Africa-Caribbean Advocacy and the Economic Empowerment and Global Learning Project and the Policy Studies Program at Lafayette College in the USA. Allow me to recognize a few other UII persons. I omitted to mention Dr. Paulette Carr, former campus librarian, Dr. Lindy Jones, who is representing the deputy principal, Mona Campus, Dr. Dave Goss, who is the head of the Institute of Cultural Studies. If I have neglected to mention anyone else, please just send me a reminder during the proceedings and I will make sure I mention you. We really appreciate your presence here with us today, and so I don't want to let
in human capital development as a pillar of our strategic interventions. Through the Afrexim Bank Academy, called AfraCAD, we are investing in higher education, research, and specialized training. Provide it with venture capital for the acquisition of valuable intellectual property emanating from our people. And this intellectual property we seek covers science and technology as well as the creative industry. Our internship exchange program between Africa and the Caribbean provides young professionals with real-world exposure to businesses, trade and finance, reinforcing the cultural and the economic bridges between our regions. And I'm very pleased that the students from the University of West Indies have benefited from this program. This initiative is critical in reversing the brain drain and ensuring that our young minds stay with our economies rather than being pushed and taken outside our regions. We continue to provide technical support to institutions such as the P.J. Patterson Institute, whose works are essential for deepening intellectual exchange and collaboration between our two regions. Pleased to inform you that we have approved grant financing to support the establishment of the Africa-Caribbean Hub for Generative Artificial Intelligence at PJ Patterson Institute. We welcome discussions on a possible multi-year expanded relationship to support the operations and amplify the impact of the work of the PJ Patterson Institute. We also look forward to your engagement with our Canex Creations Incorporated to support the possible commercialization of products of the Institute. Our commitment to this and similar institutions reflects our belief that knowledge sharing between Africa and the Caribbean can be a powerful tool for our collective transformation.
Thank you very much. We want to reiterate our thanks to Professor Orama, who is very committed to the position, the view that education is the eventual vehicle, path to liberation for African and Caribbean peoples, for people in the diaspora. I thank him too for underlining the importance of the collaboration between the Caribbean and Africa. I would now like to introduce the Most Honorable P.J. Patterson. Really does not need an introduction, but I will still respectfully introduce our statesman. The Most Honorable P.J. Patterson is a Caribbean statesman who has dedicated over 6 decades to fostering social and economic transformation in Jamaica, the Caribbean, and the African diaspora in general. Mr. Patterson holds an honors degree in English from the University of the West Indies and a law degree from the London School of Economics. Mr. Patterson is a former Prime Minister of Jamaica and in retirement, on paper, he continues his advocacy as the statesman in residence at the P.J. Patterson Institute for Africa, Caribbean Advocacy at the University of the West Indies, focusing on fostering collaboration between Africa and the Caribbean. He is the author of many materials, but one very outstanding work of his is his book, My Political Journey, a very highly celebrated memoir. Mr. Patterson, could you now present your statement?
Colleagues and friends, pardon me if I begin on a note of nostalgia. It is 71 years ago that I entered these hallowed precincts. At that time, only 3 of those whose portraits now appear on the wall would have been there. Principal Taylor, before I came, the then current principal, Dr. Graves, and of course, the Chancellor, Princess Alice. I feel that the wheel has come more than full circle this morning. Thank you all for being present to share this historic moment with us. On April 12th, when we unveiled the mural of the Pan-Africanists, the Institute announced that we would formally launch in early June the pilot study for an AI hub to advance education, research, finance, trade, and industrial development for Africa and the Caribbean. We are pleased to be able to do so today as we seek to build an edifice of technological innovation in which we deploy our assets within the global economy to leverage our own human capital and resource base under our own sovereign control to promote our shared prosperity. As you have heard from Professor O'Mara, we have obtained some seed funding from the African Export-Import Bank to develop a working design to integrate African and Caribbean countries into new mutually beneficial logistics and enhanced intelligence partnerships aimed at harnessing synergies and fostering synthesis in economic and business collaboration. The goal of this envisioned paradigm is to spearhead the development of generative artificial intelligence industries in these regions into localized, knowledge-intensive, and value and wealth-creating, globally competitive industries based primarily on the leveraging of our natural resources, our talent pools, and to secure growth in digital ecosystems. A wide range of industries in African and Caribbean economies will benefit significantly from the resulting knowledge spillover. What we're seeking to do is to fashion an AI ecosystem that drives economic growth so as to ensure that the specific challenges and opportunities of the 6 regions which constitute global Africa are fully integrated into the global technological landscape. Generative AI, as we know, is rapidly reshaping industries across the entire globe, from healthcare and education to finance and manufacturing to tourism and entertainment. However, the regions of Africa and the Caribbean have until now remained underrepresented in that technological revolution. Yes, we are rich in natural resources, including minerals for AI infrastructure, such as cobalt, lithium, and even some elements of rare earth. We also have the presence of young, digitally savvy populations, but we lack the structured linkages and there's not the effective collaboration between the 6 regions. That has imposed a limit of our participation in emerging technologies. I endorse what Professor O'Mara has said. We cannot afford for Africa and the Caribbean to remain largely excluded from global technological development discussions, especially in cutting-edge sectors like AI. The proposed hub will seek to bridge this gap by uniting Africa and the Caribbean, by catalyzing economic partnerships and fostering innovation in AI. Moreover, as global demand for AI grows, the invaluable need for ethically sourced natural resources and policy frameworks for inclusive wealth creation becomes critical. And I mention wealth creation without any apology. We have been resilient for centuries. It's time to move to prosperity. We believe that through this initiative, Africa and the Caribbean can ensure that our economic interests are protected and that we have a say in the advancement of AI technologies, particularly what they are. We want to foster economic integration, to establish a collaborative hub that fosters economic linkages between Africa and the Caribbean, particularly in the sectors of generative AI and resource extraction for AI infrastructure. We're seeking to promote technological development, to build and strengthen capacities in generative AI research and development in both Africa and the Caribbean, by creating training programs, research partnerships, and startup incubators. We want to promote resource sustainability and governance, to promote ethical sourcing and the sustainable management of critical natural resources which are necessary for AI technologies. We want to ensure that Africa and the Caribbean no longer continue to be mere providers of the raw materials, but active and meaningful participants in the AI value chain. We want to emphasize social inclusion, to integrate local knowledge systems and the socio-economic needs of African and Caribbean populations into the global development of AI, ensuring that AI solutions address regional challenges such as climate adaptation, food security, and educational access. We want to support policy and advocacy that influences global AI policy frameworks to ensure Africa and the Caribbean are not sidelined, but that their voices are actively included in shaping the future of this critical industry. The P.J. Patterson Institute was spawned by the University of the West Indies. And shortly, you will be hearing from the Pro-Vice Chancellor responsible for global affairs about initiatives in which the university will shortly be engaged, and those, of course, will ultimately be announced by the Vice Chancellor himself in due course. We simply want to say very simply that the work we undertake will be fully aligned with the work to be undertaken by the Institute. There will be the closest possible collaboration between us, and we regard ourselves as an integral participant in the entire exercise in which the university is involved. We are particularly happy to be joined in this initiative by Lafayette College. It has done so to perpetuate its high renown for scholarship and interdisciplinary research. And the person assigned by we know him for his work here as head of the PIOJ, he also happens to be a distinguished scholar of the Institute, and Professor Gladstone Hutchinson will be serving as the principal project director. Professor Ramsey, as a research fellow in the Institute, will be the co-director, and we have been able to persuade the retiring librarian to make her time and her skills and her experience available to us, and we want to welcome Dr. Paulette Carr as an integral participant in the exercise. We regard this project as an essential element in fulfilling our mandate as we seek to expand and strengthen our structural capacity as Africa and the Caribbean move to coordinate public policy and advocacy that will lead to the unity and development of our nations and our people. This is the time for a dynamic thrust in the flow of our collective will to forge economic links between our diverse and complementary resources and endowments. We are pleased to embark on this initiative, which we believe is a critical tool for the people of global Africa to chart our own economic course and thereby realize our true destiny. Thank you.
So we all are well accustomed to the clarity with which our statesman delivers, and so I'm sure all his meanings are clear, and you'll all walk away with a riveting line in your heads. Thank you very much, sir. Before I introduce PVC Maynard, I'm reminded that a number of persons entered the room since our initial introductions. Dr. Diane Barkley is here representing Professor Kanyu PVC, Professor Kanyu Thompson PVC for the Board of Undergraduate Studies. Thank you very much. PVC Audrey Lee Henry also walked in. PVC for the Board of Graduate Research. Welcome, Professor. Dr. Deborah Hickling, who is an associate of the Institute, also walked in a short while ago. And I should also recognize two members of our staff, Mr. Michael Hilton, who is our Chief Research Officer, and Mr. Omar Ryan, who is our events coordinator. And somebody said I hadn't introduced myself. I thought I was in academic board or faculty board where everybody knows me. So my name is Paulette Ramsey, and I'm the research fellow, as Mr. Patterson just said, at the Institute. Thank you. I'll now introduce PVC Sandra Maynard, who has been a qualified barrister at law since 1998 and has practiced both privately, domestically and internationally, and for the United Kingdom's Crown Prosecution Service. She has held senior leadership and management roles within UK universities across the sectors of law, business, and university group subsidiaries, both nationally and regionally. She has also managed multidisciplinary and multifunctional teams through globally disruptive changes such as Brexit and COVID. She's currently president and CEO of the ISDJ and at the UWI Pro-Vice Chancellor, Office of Global Affairs. Ms. Maynard, would you kindly make your statement? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Ramsey. And this is a long list of very distinguished persons here today. So I'd like to stand on the protocols already established. And to just say that it is a pleasure to be here. It also has always been a pleasure since I've begun here at the University of the West Indies to work alongside Mr. Patterson and the P.J. Patterson Institute for Africa Caribbean Advocacy. Now, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, through my office at the Office of Global Affairs, has been supporting the work of the P.J. Patterson Institute for Africa Caribbean Advocacy. And today we are witnessing its evolution into the era of artificial intelligence. Now, we have heard from Mr. Patterson, and we see that they are moving with the times, as I like to say, and identifying that close cooperation between Africa and the Caribbean, and the importance of the evolution of what we are now facing in the world today. And when we look at generative, as we call it, AI, we should really also be looking at unlocking the potential between Africa and the Caribbean as identified by Mr. Patterson a short while ago. We have also seen a significant advancement within the digital space. Some of us, I will say, have adapted well, others are still resisting, but we are now evolving even further into the fifth industrial revolution, and that is of generative AI. So those of us that are resisting change, we cannot resist any further. We have to jump on, as we say, the bandwagon, and let's get moving. Now, this revolution is important, particularly here within the region, because it is advancing at a significant rate around the rest of the world. And in this modern phase of industrialization, we are looking at the emphasis on AI, of course, and of course human-machine collaboration. We must never forget the focus on sustainability and human well-being as part of this development. Now, AI has significant potential. It has potential to revolutionize international trade and many other areas affecting our lives. But I would just say this, that we must have a sense of responsibility and caution, crucially, in this approach. And we must remember that that sense of responsibility is important globally. Now, AI, by addressing the challenges, we can embrace the opportunities that are there for the taking. And as Mr. Patterson mentioned, there's a lot of talent within our regions between the Caribbean and Africa. And we really need to ensure that we can take the opportunity to maximize that potential. Just as an example, about a month ago, I had the pleasure of attending a hackathon here in Jamaica, part of a project that the U is working with. And there were 640-something young people from high school all the way up to tertiary education. The talent that I saw coming out of that room on a 24-hour hackathon to create an AI tool to help advance social responsibilities, to help us in our everyday life. And it filled me with absolute delight. I was energized, having just done an enormously long flight. I still was energized just by the sheer potential just here in Kingston. So as you can appreciate, it's going to be multiplied so many times further as we work across the region and, of course, Africa. Now, the University of the West Indies, across all its campuses, has already embarked on this exploratory journey in relation to the uses of AI in areas of research, innovation, advocacy, awareness, and, very importantly, teaching and learning. And that is important because we have to support this innovation. We have to support this activity. And education is essential to the ongoing development of this region. So I am here wishing PJ Patterson Institute the very, very best in the launch of this initiative. So thank you all very much, and I wish you the very best, Mr. Patterson. Thank you.
Thank you, PVC Maynard. I would like to now introduce Dr. Daniel Folcom. Dr. Folcom is here in his own right as head of the Department of Computing, but he's also representing Professor Denzel Williams, principal of the Mona campus, who is away on management retreat. Dr. Daniel Folcom is a senior lecturer in computer science and head of the Department of Computing at the University of the West Indies, Mona campus, Jamaica. He received his PhD degree in computer science from the University of Kansas in 2010 and is a member of the IEEE Computer Society, IEEE Communication Society, and the ACM. He has published widely in the field of computer science in several important journals, both regionally and internationally. Dr. Folcom, I now invite you to present your statement.
Thank you, Professor Ramsey. It's a long list of very distinguished guests, so I would also like to stand on protocols already established and welcome it. Good morning. Professor Denzel Williams, principal of the campus, is unable to attend, but he congratulates the PJ Patterson Institute for Africa Caribbean Advocacy on the launch of the Africa Caribbean Hub for Generative Artificial Intelligence, and he adds that the Mona campus is supportive of the initiative and looks forward to lending its support to advancing the agenda. Now, there is a lot of contemporary excitement around artificial intelligence, but the term itself actually dates back to 1955, so almost 70 years ago. And the early days of artificial intelligence saw work on machine learning. And the first machine learning algorithm was actually developed in 1952. So 3 years ago. by someone called Arthur Sambo to play checkers and drafts. Now, the early years of artificial intelligence saw work on technical concepts such as backpropagation, which is basically a process of propagating errors backwards as the program learns. And there's also been work on artificial neural networks. And the current excitement around artificial intelligence is actually focused on generative AI, which builds on that work that was done earlier. Now, it's commendable that the Hub aims to build and strengthen capacities in generative AI research and development in both Africa and the Caribbean through training programs, but AI more broadly, artificial intelligence more broadly. And it's also important to focus on the underlying computer science. Why? Recently, I just came across an article that mentioned that this current boom that we're seeing with generative AI is built on earlier work on high performance, and that work continues even to this day. And so, as you know, the AI Hub focuses on its objectives, I would also recommend that attention be paid and research funding to the computer science building blocks for the technology that we are seeing. And since I mentioned high performance computing, I'll also mention that Carla, the Latin American High Performance Computing Conference, is actually going to hold its next meeting right here in Kingston, Jamaica in September of this year. And there should be at least one track on high performance computing and AI. These will be more technical papers in computer science. Now, common acronym with artificial intelligence research is FATE. And it stands for fairness, accountability, transparency, and ethics in AI. And some of the previous speakers have already alluded to that. And since the Hub aims to integrate local knowledge systems and the socioeconomic needs of African and Caribbean populations into the global development of AI, I would also urge that FATE be a very important component of AI research and development in the region. And then another thing I would recommend is, again, recent research shows that generative AI queries will consume 5 to 10 times more energy than your ordinary web search. And in regions where we have irregular power or expensive power, it's also important for us to contend with the costs of building these generative AI models. And so as the Hub examines this, I would also recommend funding into the computation of the costs for building models for our region, and also to determine if it's better to build smaller and more specialized models that are tuned to our specific context. So the future of artificial intelligence is quite exciting, and I commend the P.J. Patterson Institute for Africa Caribbean Advocacy for coming up with this vision for this AI Hub, and I also thank the Afrexim Bank for its funding support. And I look forward to the work that the Hub will do to spur further development of artificial intelligence in both regions. Thank you.
That's where we have to end our coverage of that press conference there at the UAE, the P.J. Patterson Institute. Had that press conference there this morning. And as I indicated, that we will have to keep close to them, that institution there. So we will keep you up to date on its work and other activities. Let us go for a break. This is Rebel Radio.
Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New budget supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware and supplies is holding up big heat this summer with their super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring and more. At Tools, hardware and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
Oh, Jamaica rise, we're built with fire, passion and vibes, and through it all there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores,
we're rich in kind, so energy that lights the sky. Shine bright, Jamaica. Shine bright, Jamaica. Feel the rhythm, we're on track. Feel it, feel it. Together we climb. JPS Jamaica. Together we shine.
Shine from the ends, shine with your family, shine with your friends. Light up the streets and make the vibes blend. Yo, JPS and make the shine never end.
Property for sale in Oak Bay, Portland, known as Hermitage Farm, located on the main road east of Oak Bay Police Station and west of Somerset Falls. Property size is 74 acres and includes a house with 5 bedrooms, 4,971 square feet, with water storage and a 3.5 acre coastal pond. Asking price US $2 million. For further information, kindly contact Kenneth Tomlinson, receiver, trustee, care of Business Recovery Services Limited, 11 Connolly Avenue, Kingston 4. Telephone number 876-948-001225. So that's 876-948-001225.
Welcome back to Rebel Radio. Yes, and we are showing you this video here of the protests in Los Angeles. There has been some serious protests against the president immigration policies. And I know that the National Guards were called out, and also the president called out Marines. I think 700 Marines were sent down to Los Angeles. Now, I don't know, the news said they were sent down there to protect government premises, but that is conflicting because the U.S. Army is not supposed to be fighting domestic issues. What happens if a Marine kill a civilian? I don't know. As I said, we are showing you this video for you to see the size of the demonstration. We also have with us today journalist Neville Johnson, and he's in LA. And Mr. Johnson, good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Richards. How are you today?
Well, I am supposed to be okay. How are you?
Yes.
Yes, life goes on.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, life goes on.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, that's most important. Yes.
Yes, sir. So I have been observing this massive demonstration in Los Angeles. How is it over there today? Those protests continues? What is the situation there?
Well, basically, as you know, the president on June 7th federalized 2,000 National Guard troops.
Mm-hmm.
And he used that power based on Title 10 on the Constitution. But, that is contested. And then, based on the development here, he had ordered 700 Marines to secure federal property. And that prompted legal pushback from Governor Newsom and some civil rights concern as well.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, things are not as what you'd call pernicious as a few days.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So the guards, the Marines are in LA,
mm-hmm.
and they are trying to ensure that things are brought under control. So the situation has partially stabilized so far.
Okay.
And it happened because the Immigration and Custom Enforcement, ICE, carried out raids across the city targeting individuals allegedly in violation of immigration laws. And that's what some are saying.
Mm-hmm.
So the situation escalated significantly over that week. And that is what led the president on June 7th to bring out the National Guard and the Marines.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. And by Sunday, June 8th, the situation had deteriorated further, with National Guard troops clashing with protesters in that situation. And over 300 protesters have been arrested so far.
Mm-hmm.
And damage to property, cars, just about it. I mean, according to some of the people behind the protest, it's supposed to have been a peaceful protest, but it was not.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it was not. And that is why the president, based on the jurisdiction given to him, although it can be contested, but based on the Constitution, I do not think the governor would really be successful in court in this, because it says on the Title 10 of the United States Constitution, Section 12406, the president may call the National Guard into federal service when, one, the United States is invaded or in danger of invasion, and two, there is a rebellion or danger of rebellion against U.S. government authority.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes on. Yes.
But what about the troops? Is he entitled to deploy troops in domestic situation like that?
Yes, yes. Although the governor is contesting that, but if the governor had really established himself as the leader by allowing the police to come out, as well as he could have bring out the National Guard,
No,
but he
I'm
did
not
not
talking.
do that.
Neville, I'm not talking about the National Guard. I'm talking the U.S. Army. The Marines are there now. 700
Yes.
Marines. I'm asking if
He,
the president.
that is a legal issue, and the president is in charge of the military in general. Yes, so he has that right, but it can be contested because it did not specifically say in the Constitution that the president can do that directly, but it's implied. So it is a legal matter, which, as you might have heard, the governor is taking the president to court regarding the deployment of that. Yeah.
But you are saying now that the situation has quieted down.
Yes, but damage has been done.
Yes.
And a lot of these people, some of them have been living in LA for over 20, 30 years and are working. Yes, but as you might have remembered, what the president campaign was, one of his campaign promises was really to get rid of all illegal immigrants.
Yes.
But I thought for a moment they would have looked at the contribution and the length of time that some of these people have been living in the United States and move towards those illegal immigrants who, one, are not contributing, and two, have committed crimes.
Yes.
But yes, now we need to understand something. Immigrant investor program alone contributed, Desmond, almost $200 billion. Or let me look back at the figure I worked out. I extrapolate. It's 184 billion to the US GDP from 2016 to 2019. And it has created 1.7 million American jobs.
Yes.
And generated $14.5 billion in tax revenue. I mean, that's my extrapolation. Okay.
But that is
right.
That is significant.
Yeah. It is significant. It is significant. And yes, and I have extrapolated some other figures. Now, undocumented immigrants specifically contribute approximately $2 trillion to the US GDP annually. I mean, 2 trillion United States dollars.
Yes.
These people work primarily in agriculture, construction, and the service industries.
Yes.
Okay? So they have, these immigrants have been working, and I have come across a lot of them, and they do not hesitate to work, Mr. Richards. Okay. They put in 100%. They give you it all. So yes, so they have played a critical role in the socioeconomic development of the United States.
Yes. So I can imagine that those operations in Los Angeles now, they are disrupted. Farms and construction and in the hospitality industries.
Well, not all of them, because they employ a lot of these immigrants.
Yes.
Okay, a lot of them. So if few are taken out of the industry, it will not really destroy the industry of such.
But I
It
understand that,
might put a little pressure. It
but I
might
understand,
put pressure on. Yeah, go ahead.
I understand
Yes.
that ICE is raiding these properties, these factories, farms, churches.
Well, it is not as bad as some news outlets are making it out to be,
Okay.
because they have their intelligence and they go in, because a lot of people are hiding, especially the illegal ones, as well as some of those who have been committing crimes.
Yes.
Okay? Yes, they are getting sanctuary. So the ICE got their information, their intelligence, and they're moving based on that intelligence. So it is not as bad as people are making it out to be. And yeah, the protesters, the genuine ones came out to protest, but you have the pernicious ones who came and just make everything bad. Because if you are protesting, Mr. Richards, peacefully, you don't destroy people's businesses, cars, among other things.
No, they shouldn't do that.
Precisely. So I'm just giving you the information as I have it. Yeah. But the situation is still a little tense, but it is much calmer than a few days ago.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
There was lots of damage. Damage was extensive, never?
Yes. Yes, damage was extensive.
Okay.
Because the businesses, stores, cars, and other property, assets, they were damaged as well, and several businesses were unable to open, so they have lost income, and some workers were unable to go to work, and most of those workers are paid hourly, so they have lost out on their weekly income, their weekly wages as well.
Oh, yes. Well, I also observed, Neville, that there were demonstrations in other cities in the U.S. For example, in New York, I see some massive protests too.
Yes, and that is so. But, they all interrelated. Okay? Yeah. Because there are persons in the Democratic Party who are not really democratic. And their intention is to create as much havoc as possible, as long as Donald Trump is in power.
Okay.
So, yes, you believe that Jamaica politics is bad? I mean, Jamaica politics is what you'd call mild to the division, the divisiveness in the United States.
Yes.
You'd be surprised to know how divisive these people are. And they are the ones who love to tell a country like Jamaica, hey, democracy. Yeah. So yes, the people are demonstrating, and the latest figure I have received of the damage is probably it's 134 million.
Wow, that's a lot of damage,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Over yes, yeah, 134 million. But some other persons might come up with other figures. It depends on where you get that figure from.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, well.
And also, based on my investigation, there were at least 23 businesses looted.
Yes?
Yeah.
Well, looting was part of those protests too.
Certainly, as I have said to you before, that's what a lot of these people who get involved in peaceful demonstration do. But the good thing is, most of these properties were insured or likely to be insured.
Okay.
Yeah.
There were
But the situation is basically, yeah. Go ahead, Desmond.
There were no deaths though. No deaths.
Not that I can see. I have not. I was all over the place doing research, and I didn't see any report from the police about that.
Okay. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing is that the heists continue to operate.
Yes.
And in an aggressive way.
Yes, they do, because they are intensify their mandate, and this riot has, intensify their resolve. I can tell you that they are more aggressive than before, because you need to understand there were people with stones and hammers breaking bricks and throwing at the ICE personnel. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. And a few of the ICE officers were injured, not badly, but they sustained some level of injuries.
Yes, sir.
So that is the situation here in LA.
Okay, Neville. Yes. So if we may just switch our focus now, let me just understand something. LA has a democratic governor, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
yes,
most of LA, you would describe the LA as a democratic, one of the Democrat stronghold. Is that so?
Well, California in general is run by the Democratic Party.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it is a stronghold of the Democratic Party.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand that. Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so let us go back to where we were last week when we were talking about the homelessness. And, one of the things that I would want to know, the homelessness, the homeless people in LA, California, what impact that level of homelessness, what impact does it have on, let us say, like public safety? Is the homeless people, are they threatening public safety?
Not really. You have 1 and 2 skirmish, but in most cases they are peaceful people.
Yes, And they do damage people's property?
It's not in general. Away from, they will create what you call nuisances. Urinate, defecate, garbage they pile up all over the place.
Yes.
They erect tents on, yes, and that leaves what you call an eyesore. You will find 1 and 2, but the homeless people in LA, they are not as pernicious as some might think.
Okay. Yes. Now, last week when we spoke, you spoke of the high cost of rent acquisition and rental property we're talking about, and that is one of the reasons that has contributed to the homelessness, right?
Yes.
I was so the state in California, do they intervene in provision of housing? Does the state build housing schemes? Do they have any policy like that?
Yeah, the state has its policy on housing, but as I have said last week, a lot of the projects that should have been on stream are not, for one reason or another. One of the reasons is that it's just corruption.
Okay.
So, yes, so the demand is massive for housing.
Yes.
And the cost of housing is just above the average man and woman's head.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. In California, yes, go Neville, go.
And insurance, there are several companies that do not want to insure in California because of the high risk that involved. And those that want to, the insurance is so high that a lot of people are unable to afford it.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So, like other aspects of life in California, for example, employment, crime, and other social behavior. How are those in California?
Okay, well, employment in California, the unemployment rate is between 3.5 to 4.6%. Yeah. So away from there are lots of opportunities in California in terms of businesses, education, health. California needs a lot of health workers.
Okay.
A lot, yes. So the demand in that area is very high.
Yes.
Yes, but you find that a lot of people are leaving California because of the high cost of living. Yeah.
Okay.
So it has dampened certain things. Even companies are leaving. And a lot of them are going to Texas.
Oh.
And other states where the policy of the state, where those policies are more in tune with their business culture, where they can pay less taxes, where they are not faced with massive crime and violence. Yes, and where if someone come in their businesses to steal, they are going to be arrested if they caught.
Yes, sir.
But here in California, it's a different situation. Yeah. So when we look at the employment in California, though, it's up in 2025. I did a research on that for a publication last week, and in April of this year, it's at 5.3%. Yeah. And the county variations range from, say, 3.2 to 16.0%, or just round it off to say 16%.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, there is a slower job growth, though, when you compare to the US average, because there are losses in manufacturing of between over 34,000 jobs year over year, and 41,000 jobs in the professional services.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in the healthcare and social assistance area, yes, 157,400 jobs year over year have been created.
Okay.
Yes, in the government sector, it increased by some 58,900. They could round it off to say 59,000 jobs.
Okay.
Those jobs are created.
Neville, I want
you
I want you to hold it there for me. Hold it. Let us go for a break. Let us go for a break. This is Rebel Radio. Let us take a break.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware, and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with their super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring, and more. At Tools, hardware, and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware.
Oh, Jamaica rise, we're built with fire, passion and vibes, and through it all there's a glow inside. Let's keep our shine alive.
From the market to the factory floors, from the hillside green to golden shores.
We're rich in kind, so energy that lights the sky. Shine bright, Jamaica. Shine bright, Jamaica. Feel the rhythm, we're on track. Feel it, feel it. Together we climb. JPS Jamaica. Together we shine.
Shine for the ends, shine with your family, shine with your friends. Light up the streets and make the vibes blend. Yo, JPS and make the shine never end.
Property for sale in Oak Bay, Portland. known as Hermitage Farm, located on the main road east of Oak Bay Police Station and west of Somerset Falls. Property size is 74 acres and includes a house with 5 bedrooms. 4,000 number 876-948-001225. So that's 876-948-001225.
Welcome back to Rebel Radio. Yes, and we are talking about what happened in Los Angeles and the state of play down there. We have with us Neville Johnson. So, Mr. Johnson, how would you describe LA right now?
Okay. I would say it is calm.
Okay.
Yes.
Calm and prosperous.
Yeah, I would say
calm and prosperous.
Well, prosperous in terms of what before. Yes, it was a place that had opportunities, but LA, as you might have known, is plagued by a lot of violence.
Yes.
Rundown buildings and mass homelessness.
Yes.
Yes. So if you look at it before this riot, the city was coming to its own.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's there's a setback because of
crime
what
is high.
happened.
Crime is high down there.
Yeah, LA has always have high crime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
LA, yeah. So I would say that with the present situation,
yes,
the city has been set back a little.
Mm.
Yes, because you have some businesses that are very concerned about what might take place in the next few days or so, although things are not as bad as, say, the 7th or the 6th, the 7th, yeah. But there are really some concern.
Okay.
So you could say that LA is a flashpoint at the moment for federal-state conflict.
Okay.
Yes, and the protest highlights what I would call broader national divisions.
Okay.
When you come, with parallels to see Texas and other states.
All right.
And yes. So it is still a state where businesses will thrive and are thriving, but there are many social problems that the city have encountered, is encountering, and are going to encounter.
Okay. Well, Neville, we are going to leave it there for today. But
okay.
Want to thank you very much for keeping us up to date on what is happening. And let's say to be continued.
It's a pleasure. Okay. And give my regards to Ralston Hyman for me.
Okay, Neville, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes,
bye.
That was Neville Johnson, there, member of the diaspora. As I said, keeping us the last 2 days, it was really frightening. But as Mr. Johnson has told us that the situation has now been brought under control and life is, let us say, back to normal at the moment. So let us see what, if anything is going to happen further. Let us keep our eyes open on that situation there. Let's go for a break.
Unseen angels watching over me, over precious memories. Unseen angels sent from somewhere to my soul. How they linger, ever near me. And the sacred pass unfold. Precious memories, how they linger, how they ever floods my soul. In the stillness of the midnight, precious sacred scenes unfold. As I travel on life pathway, I know not what my heels may hold. And as I ponder, hope grows fonder. Precious memories floods my soul. So precious memories, how they linger, how they ever floods my soul. In the stillness of the midnight, precious sacred scenes unfold. Precious memories, unseen angels sent from somewhere to my soul. How they linger, ever near me, and the sacred pass unfold. Precious memories, how they linger, how they ever floods my soul. In the stillness of the midnight, precious sacred scenes unfold. So precious memories, how they linger, how they ever floods my soul. In the stillness of the midnight, precious sacred scenes unfold. Stood and hold rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame. dearest can bear. For a world of lost sinners was slain. Oh Lord, so I'll cherish the old rugged cross. Hold on till my trophy on the hurt I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross. Oh, now, and exchange it someday for a crown. Oh, now, on the old rugged cross. So despised by the world as a wondrous attraction to me. For the dear Lamb of God left His glory above. To be to dark Calvary. So I cherish the old rugged cross. Oh, now, till my trophy on the hurt I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross. Oh Lord, and exchange it someday for a crown. Oh Lord, and exchange it someday for a crown. So I cling to the old rugged cross. Oh Lord, and exchange it someday for a crown. Oh, now, I will cling, yes, I cling to the old rugged cross. Oh, Lord, and exchange it someday. Jesus' love is so sweet, yeah. The more I trust Him, the more I love Him. There's nothing good for me He'll deny. The longer I know Him, the better I can show Him. I couldn't stop no even if I tried. The more him. I couldn't stop no even if I tried. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the moments fly. This love is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter. Yeah. This love is sweeter, sweeter than the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the moments fly. This love is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter. Yeah. This love is sweeter, sweeter than the days go by. Oh, man, he saved me. His good grace he gave me. Places love deep down in my heart. Great joy in knowing with him I am growing, and I never out for him to depart. Oh, man, he saved me. His good grace he gave me. Places love deep down in my heart. Great joy in knowing with him I am growing, and I never out for him to depart. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the moments fly. This love is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter. Yeah. This love is sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the moments fly. This love is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter. Yeah. This love is sweeter, sweeter than the days go by. The more I trust him, the more I love him. There's nothing good for me he'll deny. The longer I know him, the better I could show him. I couldn't stop no even if I tried. The more I trust him, the more I love him. There's nothing good for me he'll deny. The longer I know him, the better I could show him. I couldn't stop no even if I tried. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the moments fly. This love is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter. This love is sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. Yeah. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the days go by. He gets sweeter, sweeter, sweeter as the moments fly. This love is richer, deeper, fuller, sweeter. This love is our blessed Savior. Oh, what a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and grief to bear. Oh, what a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we have Jesus knows our every weakness. Where do I go from here? What faith is drawing me? Touch my heart, it guides my vision right on the bright oh, through the grace of God alone. I cast aside these fears I've known, and it's my sin from the depth of despair. Oh, yeah. Lead me through the darkness and through each gloomy day. Take my hand, oh precious Lord, and help me on my way. Give me strength that I might find.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560.